Okay, for this week's speech, I'm actually going to inform you everything you need to know about fishing in Kansas. This speech will cover what you need to do in order to be a legal fisherman in Kansas. Also, I'm going to tell you about the fees and what it costs to get a fishing license in Kansas, whether you're a Kansas resident or you're a non-resident visiting. Also, I'm going to tell you what kind of fish are in these Kansas waters, and I'm going to go over what game fish we have in Kansas, also some of the state records. Now I'm going to conclude my speech by giving you the names and locations of some of the great fishing lakes here in Kansas. Now, to be a legal fisherman, the state law says if you're between the ages of 16 and 72, that you are required to have a fishing license. Now, if you're younger than 16 or over 72 years old, you can go ahead and fish and don't have to worry about having your license on you or having a license at all. Now, if you're between the ages 16 and 72, you are required to buy a state license. Now, if you're a resident, an annual license costs $20.50, and that license will expire December 31st of the year that you bought it. So, if you buy it in November, that license is only going to be good for 2 months. So, it might be better off to hold off for a couple months and then buy your license at the beginning of the year, which is something I usually do. Now, if you're a non-resident, your annual fishing license is going to cost $42.50, which isn't that bad compared to other states. I actually tried to get a non-resident fishing license in Iowa, and it was almost $300. So Kansas fees and licensings are not that bad. Now here in Kansas, we actually have over 144 different types of fish in our Kansas waters. So it would take a long time to sit here and explain about every single type of fish. So what I'm going to do is just talk about some of the game fish that we have from catfish to carp and from bluegill all the way up to largemouth bass. Now, a game fish is defined as a fish that is caught for sport. And now, we have many game fish in Kansas, but I'm actually just going to go over the top five, and which are the largemouth bass. It's one of the country's number one game fish that there is out there. Now in Kansas, we have what's called a wiper. It's actually a hybrid fish between a white bass and a striped bass. So it's not naturally produced in the wild. It's actually bred in fish hatcheries and then placed into local lakes or lakes across the country. Now we also have a walleye. Now many anglers like to catch walleyes because it's one of the great tasting fish to eat, which I actually prefer walleye as my favorite fish to eat out of fresh water. Then we have blue catfish and flathead catfish. These catfish are anglers uh, one of the favorite fish for anglers because of the enormous size they get. They want to catch those trophy fish that are over 100 pounds, over 5 foot long. So now going into some of the state records we have here in Kansas. For our largemouth bass, the state record is 11 pounds, zero point 0.8 ounces. And then the wiper is actually it gets pretty big. The state record right now is 25 pounds and it's about 35 inches long. So that's a pretty big fish. Now our walleye, they don't get the outstanding size, but our state record is 13 pounds, 0.16 ounces. Now, the blue catfish, it gets pretty big, and our state record was actually caught back in 2012, so it's actually pretty recent, and it was 102 pounds, and it was caught out of the Missouri River. And then the largest fish ever caught in Kansas was a flathead catfish, and it was caught on a rod and reel, and it weighed 123 pounds. Now, if you're looking for some fishing lakes that we have here in Kansas, we actually had 3 lakes make the top 100 lakes in the country on the Bassmasters top 100 fishing waters. Now, Lake Perry Reservoir, it ranked 60 in the top 100 of the Bassmasters lakes to fish, and that's in northeast Kansas. Lake Wilson is also a reservoir. It ranked 77th on the Bassmasters list, and it's in western Kansas. Sebelius Lake Reservoir, it ranked 87th on the Bassmasters list, and that's in northwest Kansas. Those are three outstanding lakes, and they obviously are very good lakes to fish at. They made the Bassmasters list. But another personal favorite lake of mine, it's actually the largest lake in Kansas. It's Lake Milford. It's also a reservoir, and that's central. Located in central Kansas. So in this speech, I covered what you have to do to be a legal fisherman in Kansas, what it costs for the licensing. Also, I covered what types of fish we have in Kansas, the game fish that most anglers catch in Kansas, state records, and some of the local fishing lakes. So now you have a good idea if you ever want to fish in Kansas, or if you're from Kansas, now you could look and see which lakes are close to you.